It's easy to get caught up in all the hype, but not all neighborhoods live up to their reputation. In this video, I'll break down 5 of the most overrated and 5 of the most underrated communities in Sarasota and Manatee counties, from overpriced HOAs to hidden gems that you've probably never heard of. Now, when I say overrated, I'm not talking about bad communities. I'm talking about places where buyers often pay a premium based on hype, but many don't get that lifestyle or the value that they expect within that community. And on the flip side, these underrated communities are probably communities or neighborhoods that you've never heard of, probably not featured in magazines, but they offer way more than people realize. And that's especially important when you're relocating to this area. So let's get into it. I'm going to intentionally give you a neighborhood or community in each of the areas from Parrish, Lakewood Ranch, Sarasota, Venice, and Wellen Park. If you're moving here to the Gulf Coast, most likely you're considering one of those 5 areas. So I'll give you one of each category in one of those areas. I'm Ryan Zakos, welcome back. I am with Zakos Realty and Design Group, broker and owner, and we help people relocate to Florida's Gulf Coast every single day. If you want honest advice, expert insight, and local take, you're in the right place. I was born and raised right here in Sarasota and love the opportunity to work with you and people and everyone that is relocating to this area. So first, let's talk about the criteria. For the overrated communities, these are communities that are overmarketed, name brand, buzzworthy areas that may fall short when you're looking for value. So first one's price to value. Obviously on the overrated, it's not going to live up. On the underrated, there's going to be some great value to the price. 2, overhyped amenities or lifestyle. And then on the flip side, that lower HOA for what you get. The market says resort style, but maybe the pool is tiny and clubhouse is rarely used. Or on the other side, maybe your HOA is lower, but you're getting wonderful amenities for that bang for the buck in the community itself. So 3, traffic or accessibility. And then on the flip side, a great location that has low hype. So you probably never heard of that community, or maybe it's a smaller community in a spectacular location offering some great homes, great lots, all that. Then 4 might be overdevelopment or congestion within the community itself. Maybe they have an amenity center, but there's way too many people supporting that amenity center, so it's often crowded. And then on the other side, you get that great lifestyle balance. Maybe it's a smaller community with a ton of amenities, or there's multiple amenity sections within that community, so it's never too busy and it's a great lifestyle balance. And then the 5, we're gonna talk about resale. Overrated communities typically are gonna be a little harder resale right now, and then on the flip side, you're gonna have some potential great appreciation opportunities if you buy within some of these great communities. So first, let's dive into it on the overrated side. I'm gonna give you 5 overrated communities, starting in Parrish and working my way south all the way into Wellen Park. First, Parrish, Oakfield Lakes. This is a D.R. Horton community. Big homes, great bang for your buck. You're looking for a price per square foot, but the reality is D.R. Horton, so you're getting construction grade. And if you're purely shopping price, then it could be a good option for you. But I don't like it because 1, you're off Buckeye Road, which might not mean anything to you, but regarding geography and location, doesn't have straight accessibility to I-75. So you have to go up through Moccasin Wallow, wrap around to get to Buckeye. If I'm targeting Parrish and targeting some of these communities, I'm looking at North River Ranch. I'm looking at some of these communities off of Moccasin Wallow where Parrish is growing and the infrastructure is coming behind it. This is a little bit more removed. It's a D.R. Horton product. So again, lower quality on the construction piece, on the construction grade finished materials. But again, if you're looking for a price per square foot, it's kind of hard to beat D.R. Horton or Lennar in that space. Now, diving into Lakewood Ranch, I'm gonna talk about a Neil signature product. Typically, I love Neil signature. This is the Alcove in Waterside. This community is a small Neil signature community. It kind of feels like to me an afterthought. Most of these homes are 1.5 million. There's no amenities. The HOA is super high and it's sandwiched between I-75 and Lakewood Ranch Boulevard. So if you're looking for just straight, more custom build that gives you great accessibility to Waterside Place, that kind of downtown Sarasota, Lakewood Ranch area, this could be a good option. But again, honestly, I still think there's better options, even if you were to go to Wild Blue or Shellstone or something like that. But again, I think this is overrated for what you get. You're getting an HOA that is close to $500 a month with no community amenities, and again, kind of in a weird location and not even gated either. So that's an overrated community in Lakewood Ranch that I personally would stay away from. 3, Sarasota, I'm gonna talk about Rivo Lakes. This is an MI community. small piece of land. These houses are big houses, but they're really kind of on top of each other. You're kind of getting that estate style home, but not on an estate style lot. So No communities in Rivo Lakes, and it's kind of tucked back there off of Clark Road behind Twin Lakes. A little bit removed, kind of feels like an afterthought again. There's really not much infrastructure around there. If you're looking for new construction that is East Sarasota, you have Sky Ranch, and you have one of these communities I'm gonna talk about in a second that is on the underrated list that I think would be a great opportunity. Rivo Lakes, MI. Again, MI is kind of that mid-tier, better than the D.R. Horton Lennar regarding the finished product, not as good as some of these other custom builders. So you're kind of in this mid-tier, but you're paying a hefty price tag for 1.5 million, over 1 million pretty much this whole entire community. Now let's go down south into Venice. There's two in Venice I'm actually gonna throw at you. One is Palencia, it's a D.R. Horton community. It's east of I-75 Laurel, very minimal amenities. The HOA is not very much, but you get basically no amenities. You're getting a D.R. Horton product. And it's a very small community, and it's a mix of villas and single family homes, which I kind of personally don't like. It depends on the community. There are some communities that can get away with it, like a Solstice and Wellen, Toll Brothers. Community can get away with that for sure, but this community itself, it feels a little bit cookie cutter. And again, the product on the inside, the commercial grade material, is kind of what you get for on that price per square foot. So a great bang for your buck regarding price per square foot, like a D.R. Horton Lennar product. I don't really personally like this community very much. And then the other side of it, another Neil signature community is Aria, right around the corner actually. And again, you're paying over $1 million for a Neil signature product. And I like Neil, I like the build, I like the signature product, but the location itself is not to die for. And if you are choosing new construction in that area, there's, again, I have an underrated actual community in Venice that I'm gonna talk about in a second, that's right around the corner for literally half the price and very similar. But it's hard for me to justify to you to pay over $1 million for a 2,500 square foot house that's on a lake where you can see some, electrical lines and things like that typically behind this lake there in Aria. It's hard for me to tell people that are gonna get their money back out of that. And so I would probably steer clear of it. If you're looking again for more of a custom build, there are some great opportunities in other places I would choose. And if you're looking for that mid-tier new construction with some great amenities, there are better communities in that area that I personally would target. So those are two communities that I believe are overrated for Venice. And then the last overrated community I want to talk about in Wellen Park is Gran Paradiso. Gran Paradiso kind of feels to me like old Wellen. New Wellen feels like it's modern, it's clean, it's fresh. This kind of feels like that old Tuscany, kind of what they were doing in the early 2000s, and you're not really seeing that in the communities in today's world. A lot of homes in the community, a mix of villas, Lennar villas, with larger single family homes, again, but it has a lot of people. These amenity centers are crowded. The HOA is over $300 a month. You don't have a restaurant, you don't have a bar. Some of these other communities like Sarasota National that offer that. I personally wouldn't choose Gran Paradiso if I was looking at that price point. I do think there are other communities in Wellen Park that are better opportunities, especially in the new construction space. I also don't like the fact that it's east of 41. I'd rather be on the west side of 41, which is where downtown Wellen is and all that stuff that operates down there. So I think Gran Paradiso is an overrated community for being in Wellen Park. Now I'm gonna talk to you about the underrated communities. I'm gonna start up at Parrish. I'm gonna kind of lump this might be cheating a little bit, but I'm gonna lump in Del Webb. So there's Del Webb, BayView, there's Sunchase, and there's Catalina. Catalina's in Lakewood Ranch, but if you're looking for a 55 plus community, active older adult community that has all the bells and whistles, all the amenities you can think of, from pickleball to the resort style pool, the lap pool, the activities director, the restaurant and bar, poolside, all that are gonna be in these Del Webbs. It's a spectacular community with like-minded people with tons of activities, and it's a good product. Pulte is a good builder, they're a good product, and Del Webb is obviously a Pulte product. So I would target BayView, Del Webb if you're looking for that active older adult community in Parrish. There's two of those in Parrish, and there's one obviously, Catalina and Lakewood Ranch. Huge opportunities on their inventory homes. They have some great opportunities. I just was looking at one yesterday or 2 days ago with a client in Catalina, and these inventory homes are sitting on them. They want to get rid of them, and so they're red tagging them, they're marking them down. So there's some really cool opportunities in the Del Webb. And again, great community, great product. Two, going into Lakewood Ranch, I'm gonna talk about Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. This is not a new construction community in the fact that it was built out, finished built out a while ago. This is early 2000s when they started the build in Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. Everything from Neil to custom builds, estate style homes. I love Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. I love the fact that the HOA is so minimal in there. There's different sections, so you might have one that has lawn maintenance included and a little community pool. so the HOA might be a little bit higher, but overall, very affordable HOA. You could be in an estate style home with an HOA of $150 a year. I like the fact that all the community amenities are optional. So if you want the optional golf, you can pay for it. If you want the social and fitness, you can pay for that separate. So there's tons of amenities within the community itself. They have Country Club East now, with has the lodge, so it has its own little amenities center that you can have access to if you pay for the social membership. Multiple restaurants, multiple clubhouses, fitness center, aquatic center, wonderful tennis facilities. So if you're looking for that lifestyle, it's a wonderful, but you don't have to pay for it if you don't want it. So that's why I love Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club. If you haven't driven through there and you want to know what a mature country club feels like in Lakewood Ranch, this is why I love it so much. The canopied oaks, the hills, the golf courses, 4 private golf courses running in and throughout Lakewood Ranch and Lakewood Ranch Golf and Country Club and Country Club East. And then if you want the new construction version of Country Club, there is Country Club East. So those are some options. HOA will be a little bit higher in Country Club East because you are getting kind of an amenity package in Country Club East if you buy into that community. You don't necessarily have that in Country Club West, the original one. So love Country Club. I think it's a wonderful hidden gem right in the heart. Love the geography of it as well, just north of University. So you have great access to UTC, great access to downtown Sarasota, and all that Sarasota and the beaches have to offer. That's probably one of my favorite communities in all of Lakewood Ranch. Hugely underrated, especially for right now on the resale side, what you can get for resale. Going south to Sarasota, there are a couple different new construction communities that I would target. I like Sky Ranch, it's Taylor Morrison product, and there's an Esplanade in Sky Ranch as well. That's pretty good. I personally would choose Gran Park over Sky Ranch if it were me today. I love Neil. I love the product. This is not a Neil signature, so you're not overpaying, my opinion, for some of the Neil product. You're getting a wonderful community with wonderful amenities and a wonderful location. This is east of I-75, just barely east, where Sky Ranch is a couple miles further east. Gran Park sits just east of I-75, kind of tucked behind Twin Lakes Park. It's where I grew up, right around the corner from there. I played Little League there. But the Gran Park, again, great Neil product. They're still doing new construction. There are some resale opportunities in a great location. You're literally 6 miles or so to Siesta Key, the South Bridge right off of Stickney Point. So Clark Road right there turns into Stickney Point, which is the South Bridge of Siesta Key. So great beach access, great downtown Sarasota access. You're getting Sarasota, central Sarasota, great location, great geography, great builder for a reasonable price for what you get. So I would target that product, Gran Park. And then going south into Venice, I'm going to throw out there, I still think it's underrated to this day, Venice Island. My dad just shot a video that went live on Wednesday, I believe, on the channel. If you want to check that out, talking about Venice Island and one of the communities and sections of Venice Island. We have tons of content here on Venice Island. We have an office on Venice Island. My dad lives on Venice Island. We absolutely love it. One of the only places in the country where you can walk from historic downtown to a beach without crossing a bridge. So you have that golf cart accessibility, walkability, bikeability, all in this charming historic downtown area. One of the rare places that I've found that exist. So I absolutely love Venice Island. Now, if you're looking for new construction, I would target Vistera. This is right next to Aria, Palencia, kind of the communities that I thought were overrated. So if you're looking for this new construction that exists kind of in that northern Venice, eastern Venice quadrant, I think this is a very underrated area because of the proximity to the beach that you get with new construction. So I like this area for new construction. Vistera is a great opportunity because you have 3 different builders. So that kind of creates a little bit of charm, a little bit of dynamic. There are some good amenities, and the HOA is very reasonable. I think it's around $100 a month in that community. You have David Weekley, Neil, and MI, 3 different builders that are building in this community with some cool opportunities. And there are actually some oversized lots with some of these builders that are offering as well. So if you're looking for new construction, proximity to the beach, that you're not overpaying for like an Aria, or not just purely trying to get that most square footage for the price like Palencia. This is that perfect middle ground that I think is some cool opportunity. And then lastly, I'm gonna finish in Wellen Park. There's only one 55 plus community right now in Wellen Park, and that is Brightmore. This is a Madame product. I absolutely love Brightmore and what they're offering. This is gonna be a spectacular community when it's all built out. They're working on the amenity center right now. It's gonna have fantastic pickleball facilities. They're gonna have like a little stadium court. There's gonna be the restaurant, the bar, the activities director. It's kind of everything that you would expect in like that Dell Webb product, but in Wellen Park. So I also love the location. It sits right behind Cool Today Park. So you can literally take your golf cart or your bike and watch a spring training game. You could shoot over to downtown Wellen as well on your bike or golf cart. So it's a great geographical location within Wellen Park. Eventually that road will run through all the way. I'll give you that better access to the beach, but even now you're not more than 15 minutes or so to the beach. So you're getting great Gulf Coast geography with that 55 plus style community at a really good price point with Mattamy. They have a really affordable starting point and a really good HOA. I think it's in the mid 300s if I'm not mistaken on that HOA for Brightmore. So really good underrated community if you're looking for that active older adult lifestyle, super social, friends built into the community. Great opportunities there. I hope you enjoyed this video for my 5 most overrated and my 5 underrated communities that exist from Parrish all the way to Wellen Park. I would love to be a resource for you. Again, we have some guides available for you as well for free. Check our website. In the description below is a link to our free guides. We have a guide for Venice, Wellen Park, Lakewood Ranch, anywhere that you're looking here on the Gulf Coast. We have a guide that will help you in exploring these areas. We have a neighborhood quiz, tons of good resources on the website, so check that out. Shoot me a call, text, email anytime. Would love to help and be a resource for you. Thanks, talk to you soon.